Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the winner bracket finals of Starladder China. I'm your host, LD. I'll be joined here in just a few moments by the other David, GoDz. Yes, the much maligned GoDz. We'll try and salvage him here today. But yeah, we've got a great match coming up for you guys. It's VG Gaming versus Newbee, best of 3. Winner of this series, they punch their ticket to Kiev. They go to the LAN finals in Starladder. It will be fresh faces from China this time around. There's no more DK. Invictus Gaming did not qualify. They actually had the tiebreak with Light Gaming, or they lost the tiebreak, I should say. So they didn't even get to give it a shot in the playoffs. So yeah, guaranteed to have new faces. And well, with that said, the draft for Game 1 is underway. So for analysis and insight into that, I'll welcome in another David. Hey, GoDz, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, LD?
Good, good. These teams are drafted quickly.
It's like just whoosh. I was like I see a pick, I'm trying to think about it, and then suddenly there's 2 more picks in front of me. I'm like, okay, let's move on. My brain's just waking up, but I'm like looking forward to the winner bracket final. Winner going to Kiev is a pretty big deal here with so much prize money at stake in Starladder.
Yeah, and I guess we could run through the draft quickly, just kind of see what the teams are picking. So, VG Gaming, first overall pick the Skywrath Mage, and honestly, we've seen this team do a lot of Tiny Wisp and Drow Visage recently, but it seems they won't be going for either this game. We've seen some other creative pocket picks from VG Gaming. FY ran a support Zeus the other day. There was a great highlight of it where he ulted, blinked in, thunderbolted, and Black Sunstrike the hero just instantly killed him. You know, Hellfire raining down from the skies, all that jazz. So they've been playing everything, but those are the 2 strats I've seen them run most. Was the Drow Visage, the Tiny Wisp. We're not going to get either this game. We'll get something a little bit more, I guess, kind of standard, you would say. Newbie, see the Skywrath Mage pick. They don't want to give away the Void Skywrath duo, so they will go ahead and pick the Void up for themselves. Then Vici reply with the Centaur, now into the Sand King, so it's almost like a game of, oh, you want that? You're not going to get it, where I'm sure Newbie would love to have the Void Sand King duo for the Epicenter Chronosphere, but they'll also be denied that combo, and, well, now we see the 4th pick coming out for Newbie.
Yeah, I think it plays a bit more into VG Gaming's hands, because I don't think they care that, like, there's a good chance they were planning on picking the Void, but there's so many other options, which is where they pick up the Centaur second, get the Sand King as well. Like, I think Skywrath Mage is one of those heroes, when you pick him, you kind of have to have at least a bit of a plan of how you're going to use him. Sure, he's an amazingly strong support, but you need to have that setup that can really allow Mystic Flare to shine in the mid game, which is what Centaur and Sand King both give you. So, very VG Gaming-esque support in the Sand King as well, something we've seen FY and Fenrir both make big plays on. So, looking forward to see who grabs that one. Normally, it's I think Fenrir on the Sand King, and I think all in all, VG Gaming have revealed so little about their draft that it's going to be a lot harder for Newbee here, because we've seen Centaurs in the off lane and the safe lane going for the fast blink dagger. For Newbee, they kind of kept guessing as to where Centaur is even going to be ran.
Yeah, it is flexible for Vici. They have the offensive potential, and at the same time, if they do go for like that aggressive tri-lane, then you're looking at a Void Centaur potentially 1v1 matchup, something which the Void generally is quite happy about. I've seen that matchup a few times. Void always gets free farm, and Centaur will get his farm too, but giving the offlane Void free farm is a bit of a trade in that sense. So we'll now see Vici Gaming go into a Queen of Pain here. A hero that we've seen occasionally, mostly I want to say I've seen Titan running it lately for Mushi. I'm trying to think. There was one other team that ran it in China, but I'm not sure if it was. I don't think it was either of these teams. Oh, you know what it was actually? It was Newbee who ran the Queen of Pain, and they ran it on Mu with Hal playing the face, or actually it's Rabbit playing the Faceless Void. So I'm not sure if that's a block pick so much, but it does give them a mobile ganker to go along with the Centaur Sand King.
Yeah. It was something I remember, I think it was PPD talking about it, like, block picks only exist to a certain extent. I think generally you want to try and pick, like, around your own draft. If you start picking heroes to deny from your enemy, like, you end up with a bunch of heroes that maybe don't really work together. I think that was one of the games they lost to Cloud9, where they picked up Tinker because they knew Cloud9 were going to get it, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait, this Tinker pick is really bad, and just kind of got steamrolled over. So definitely have to be careful about when you go for those block picks, but I think VG Gaming have a very aggressive lineup and have the potential to snowball, which is great against Void. You don't want to let Void just sit back, farm, do his thing, and Newbee's going to be under a lot of pressure to get a lot done with the Shadow Demon Mirana support duo in both the laning stage and also just mid-game with defensive play, but especially coming out from the Shadow Demon, because VG Gaming, their draft is pretty scary right now.
Yeah, and Newbee's very reliant on the Chronosphere right now, which can be okay if Void has a good start, but if Queen of Pain rushes an Orchid, or just gets silenced by Scarith Mage, like, I don't really see Newbee taking those team fights, Gods. Not without a super farm Razor or Void, so they'll probably need a BKB on this Void. We've seen the common build for most Queen of Pains lately has been the Orchid Rush. Once in a while it's a BKB, but generally if you pick Queen of Pain you want a Snowball, and Orchid probably the best item to do that with. So
we get a Puck versus Co-op. It doesn't get much more like traditional than that as far as the mid matchup goes.
Yeah, this is a fistful of Tango's Redux.
Yeah, it's honestly got to be my favorite mid matchup to watch, I think, as far as pure 1v1s go, just because it's pretty even. It's like there's potential for both heroes to make plays, and hey, even in the context of a competitive game, both heroes, it's good to see where they go after the laning stage and what kind of an impact they can have.
The other thing that's cool is this Ice offlane Enigma is becoming a pretty go-to staple pick for Vici Gaming. It's been a long time. Like, if you go back, I don't know, a month ago, nobody ran offlane Enigma. Sometimes you'd see Enigmas go farm their Ancients on the Dire side if their jungle was warded, but e.g. a team that did that a lot. But that was really the extent of it. It's always been jungle Enigmas, but this is now going to be the third or fourth time I've seen Vici Gaming. I imagine it will be, maybe it's not offlane, but it'll definitely be a solo lane Enigma, I'm guessing, judging by these picks. And they're bringing it back, or at least they'll die trying, Gods.
He's like a Lich that isn't useless in the mid game. I mean, Lich is okay as a pick, but I don't think you want to be running Lich as a core hero because he does so little as far as, like, I mean, you're all about the Chain Frost, and Chain Frost is such unreliable damage. But yeah, I like the Enigma as a core. I think the hero can definitely get quite a lot done. It goes with 4 clarities, and yeah, this is looking like we will be seeing, like you say, the core of some kind Enigma, and he is heading down bottom.
Yeah, going for the early Bastion. I've seen this for he really likes the Bastion lane. He'll go back for a Soul Rain, and only then will he even look towards the mech. But yeah, with that, we can go ahead, introduce our teams. It's game 1 of a best of 3. It's a rematch of I believe these two teams also played each other in the ESL 1 qualifier, right? Vici and Newbee? That was or was that IG and Vici?
The finals was IG, I believe.
Okay. Well, either way, we've seen a lot of Vici Newbee recently. It's definitely your TI4 rematch, so some new faces. But we'll run through the drafts here. We've got Super on the Queen of Pain, scouting for an early incursion into their jungle. Fenrir on the Sand King, FY or Skywrath. Black will be on the Centaur, and that does leave Ice. He'll be heading bottom soon as the Enigma. Newbee did smoke, though, and they may actually get a reveal here momentarily. Fenrir walking down. Oh, I don't know if they're expecting the smoke aspect of this. They'll go in, and he has Burrow Strike. He can go up to the high ground, but he's skilled up Sandstorm, and he's just going to pop it and then immediately keep on running sentries there. This looks to be your first blood. No way for Fenrir out of that. They were expecting the incursion. The position of the Queen of Pain was pretty good to, like, potentially reveal a smoke, but the timing was just a bit off, and now they're going to eat the tree up here. They'll drop a ward, so they have completely warded off this dire jungle. And yeah, with that, we'll introduce Newbee. Banana on your support, Mirana. Sangsheng, the Shadow Demon, his roaming partner. Moo, the Puck. Towards the offlane goes Rabbit on the Void. And that leaves Hao as the farming Razor in the safe lane. Well, I mean, what other kind of Razor is there? But yeah, he'll be going safely.
And I guess it's one of those matchups where Enigma doesn't really care about static link. You can farm with the conversions, you can sit back. You have to be careful about your conversions not dying, because they give up quite a good chunk of experience in gold, but SSIS is pretty good when it comes to micro, so he should have a good time against this Razor in the safe lane.
Is this a is this a Plasma Field Max matchup, you think? As opposed to...
I think so. I think you get the 1 point, maybe 2 points in static link, and then get more Plasma Field focus.
Okay. I mean, the only issue is that Plasma Field is a pretty expensive nuke for Razor. It doesn't have a great mana pool, so maybe that's where Sanche will ferry him some clarities, or perhaps we even see Hao get like the earlier kill, or even towards the bottle.
Yeah, you're not mid. It's hard to go for the bottle when you're not mid, I guess. But
that's true.
You need some kind of mana regen to sustain the Plasma Field.
Yeah, we'll see what build Hao has in mind. For now, FY stacking the one camp that he can, and they did go for a D ward here, I suppose, but they don't actually have anyone that gives flying vision. I guess Sand King could Burrow Strike up to the high ground, but yeah, that's really about it. So they don't have a great way to de-ward this one. And it seems that the 2 sentries will both be wasted, so pretty expensive investment for Vici. And this camp will be blocked for 6 minutes if they don't do something.
Yeah, that's not just a sentry ward blocking, that's a full observer ward duration, so that's really bad news. The money wasted, the time wasted, a lot of their, I guess, game plan was around Sand King having an option. He can stack this other big camp, but that's a big camp which Rabbit's going to contest in the form of going for these pulls and just being kind of annoying and pesky up there. Not to mention they're actually already using it just for these double pulls at the top lane. So Sand King doesn't have that fallback farm to go to. He can maybe stack some medium camps and cross his fingers, hope for no golems, which so far he's been fortunate enough with. But yeah, no big camp for a full 7 minutes is actually really hurtful for Vici Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, that's, like, you'll see your Sand King often get a blink by, like, that 9-10 minute mark or so. If he has even a reasonable time in the jungle and rushes it, but that's where maybe they just look for a smoke instead. Fenrir does have one, FY's picked one up as well. It's a decent roaming duo once they get the Concussive Shot Arcane Bolt combo. But speaking of roaming, our Mirana's already on the move. Banana's in the Roche Pit, and
yeah,
he's in a pretty cool position here to set up an arrow, and I'm looking at the Observer Ward for Vici. Not really the best ward to see this Mirana's movements. It's great if she's coming from the jungle to gank the bottom lane, but as for the mid lane, Queen of Pain is pretty much in the dark.
That's definitely not an angle you're expecting the arrow to come in from. You're thinking maybe the Radiant Ancients, maybe above you if Mirana somehow looped around undetected, which is kind of unlikely, or maybe more towards the Radiant Neutrals. But first arrow flying, not going to land. It's still a big, like, a long shot. It's daytime vision. Super should see it coming, and now that he's seen the first arrow come in, he knows exactly where Mirana was positioned.
Yeah, Banana was also really far back when he shot that, which means there's just so much time for Super to move, to decide that he wants to back, whatever. It's just, when you're that far away, there's just too much that could happen, I suppose. As Vici will go for this top rune. Double damage picked up by FY, and Banana still hasn't thrown that next arrow. He'll just back off for the time being, but comparatively, even though Newbee have a pretty much free jungle, or let's see, what are they actually doing anything with it? Yeah, no real stacks as of yet, GoDz. So.
Oh, and I think the Mirana's just so kind of roam dependent. Shadow Demon can maybe go for more kind of pull stacks and whatnot, but
this could be trouble.
Happy to go
this could be trouble for Rabbit. No, whole time woke out. Almost got the burrow. Oh, still level 1 Sand King. Never mind. Don't even have burrow.
Some value level 1 backtracks off on those DD hits from FY. He just got 2 backtracks in a row, I'm pretty sure.
Wow. Don't think he would have gone down anyway, but that's a lot of regen.
No.
Force the void out of the lane.
It was just like casual right-click harass from the Skyreth, but
meanwhile on the bottom lane,
the RNG going.
I'd say it's under a bit of pressure here from Hao, who is leveling up the plasma field. So good way to help deal with the Eidolons. It's one of the higher damage nukes in the game, especially if you hit it towards the max range of the plasma field. So I think you can almost kill them off with, like, if you hit it at the boundary at level 4.
Yeah, and already chewed through all his clarities. He went to lane with 4 clarities. Has 600 gold, hasn't actually got that much CS on Ice Size. He's got 10 denies, which is great, but he kind of needs to CS more to get that Bassy Ring or his Soul Ring or whatever items up. And then he can kind of win the lane by having that and by having those items. So I actually don't know if this has gone as well as Ice Size will like. It's a tough matchup.
Super. This is gonna be not first blood, but our first kill here for Newbee in the mid lane. Moo will jump in. Perfectly placed arrow. But not even smoked himself to set this up, so he's still invis for now, and he may be able to set up a secondary kill on the Sand King, although he's full HP. But yeah, I do want to point out that our Sand King for Fenrir, he got pretty lucky. No golems as of yet, though he has gotten a set of golems here. So pretty good luck overall.
Yeah, at this point, it's like he'll take whatever farm he can get, and it's going to be top rune contest now.
Has no leap yet. Banana's level 1. They can burrow strike this. A little bit of body block. He might be enough to get this kill. The silence comes out from FY. Only level 2, but it is sufficient as Super blinks forward Moo. Now forced back, he'll bottle up. Courier needs to be microed. Doesn't have a phase shift timed right to dodge that Shadow Strike, and no, it can't actually jaunt. The silence from FY comes out. Moo, not gonna go. Oh yeah, there now. The one more blink, a scream will kill him off, and while that was happening, your Faceless Void went down solo to black top lane. Didn't even use Stampede. Now FY trying to retreat out. Sansheng on the hunt, but the Queen of Pain's also here. FY's still alive. He can even deny himself to Ancients if he feels the need to do so. He's thinking about it. I think he spent all his gold already. And yeah, he'll have a free fountain trip back down. New TP picked up smoke as well. It's an ultra kill for Super. And they got the kill top lane, so essentially, GoDz, it's a team wipe at the 5-minute mark here for Vici Gaming.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
What the hell just happened?
Like, one by one, they all kind of fell down. It wasn't like a case of, oh, my teammate's down, I'm going to run in and help him. I guess for Moo it was. He tried to help out and save his teammates, ended up getting caught. He almost got the phase shift off from the scream, which would have kept him alive, but yeah, that was really messy, and Newbee lost so much out of that. They've still got a level 1 Mirana. They're going to go instantly for another smoke gank, and I think they say, he just got an ultra kill. Super's on a dominating streak. This is a good chunk of gold if we can kill him now.
He's level 7 as well.
Arrow.
That's a lot of experience. They'll probably hit like level 3 instantly on the Mirana if they get it. And let's see if they can find that opening. But Super's in a good position here where... Oh, Shadow Demon will worm his way through the trees. It is nighttime. If he could just get off that disruption, and the arrow's perfectly timed. It's got to hit right as he comes out, and it will. The orb through. They get the experience. Well, Banana, level 2.5, but they do still end up losing their Shadow Demon. And meanwhile, once again, Rabbit dies in the top lane while that gank happened. Killed off Stampede was extra Black. Black is snowballing here, God. So that's the one thing I'm worried about for newbies. Their Void's not having a good time. The Mirana and Shadow Demon are a bit under-leveled, but it's more just that Black is going to have a Blink Dagger at like the 8-9 minute mark with this Tranquil Boots and Magic Stick.
Yeah, normally Rabbit very stable of a player, but Black first a solo kill, and then that second kill I imagine was with the help of the support. So Vici Gaming, despite not having that much fun with their neutrals being blocked off and all that, are suddenly finding kills and getting some great momentum here. So Fenrir, he's happy to just farm this big camp over on the far left, and all in all, I think Vici Gaming in a really good position now.
Yeah, and they've also the wards are going to expire soon, so they have that going for them as well. Yeah. Fenrir hits level 4, and yeah, he can start stacking this camp up, and I guess one more creep spawn, it should be down. Might even die before the 7 minute mark. It's real. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be close. Anyway, top lane they're looking to go in again. Fenrir is here. Rabbit only level 5, doesn't have the Chronosphere to disengage. And meanwhile, mid lane, Newbee are also prepping. But if these arrows don't hit, there's just really no way to get a kill. Walking in for a disruption is a difficult task, and currently they're out of smoke, so they have no way to like backstab him. They've really just got to hit a blind arrow.
Yeah, they really went kind of all in with some of their early rotations, using up all their smokes, and like Banana's just kind of fishing and hoping now with these arrows. Like he doesn't even... He's shooting them like not even like Queen of Pain's going for a creep and you're expecting it to be close or to land. He's just like firing and hoping on a prayer right now. So nothing really going Newbee's way as far as the support rotations go. They're kind of just a bit stuck now, protecting Moo here. It's so hard at this stage because Skywrath is such a good hero to gank the puck with as well, and that forces the supports to like constantly just babysit Moo and mid.
And I think the bigger issue is that their economy is just in shambles right now. Like, you look at Fenrir up to 800 gold. He's going to start stacking the big camp and farming that one. And you've got a level 2 Mirana. Shadow Demon doesn't particularly need the levels, but, you know, it sure would be nice to at least get his level 6, have some potential to farm up stacks with a leveled up Shadow Poison, which for now is only level 1, and they're just going to continue to fall behind. We're now seeing a 3,000 experience lead. Of course, some of this is the Enigma denies as well. But net worth's there too at about 2,000, and they're ready to jump in. They've got their Blink Dagger now on Black. It'll go. Blink, silence from FY and double edge follow-up. No luck on the backtrack. It is only 10%, and won't be able to get out of that one.
Yeah, you backtrack the double edge or you're dead. And even if you backtrack the double edge as a Stampede, I think he probably dies anyways. Maybe the defensive disruption comes in time. There's so little against us in top lane. They got another kill. Black just says, "I'll take number 2." Blinks in with the Arcane Bolt, the Mystic Flare.
Yeah, right as I moved the camera away. Sorry about that, guys, but yeah, right. Blink at the stop, Mystic Flare follow-up, and Mirana just... If this was like a level 4 or 5 Mirana, and she has some points in Starstorm, or even a more leveled-up arrow, maybe she can get a return kill on the Centaur, but yeah, even that is denied here to Newbee.
There's one lane going okay, and that's Hal on the Razor, who did get a decent time Midas. I think it was like around 6.5 minutes, 7 minutes in. He's farming well, but like, this is... I think he's just like, look, we're so far behind, we're not going to fight, so I may as well get a Midas. And I think it's kind of the right logic to be applying here.
Mid lane, Drink Coil was used on Super. Silence now for Moo. Super is still silenced and will end up going down. Okay. Rapid rotated in. They dropped a Chronosphere for that. Meanwhile, Moo trying to retreat out, but slowed down by Malefice. Nice. Ice. Unable to get a range for Black Hole, though.
Yeah, now Ice has really picked up his farm. He's up to 31 CS. It's behind the Razor by a decent margin, but he's denied 20 creeps from the Razor. That's a lot of experience and gold. To think that How has 61 CS topping the CS with 20 denies and an Enigma is insane.
He's basically perfect if you think about it, because around 10 minutes there's about 80 creeps, right? And 20 have been denied. So if he assuming he got all those, he basically would be perfect if not for the 20 denies. Yeah, that's pretty insane. But 20 were denied, so he's only slightly ahead of your Centaur. Black now. Working
this is
a
scary stage where Vici Gaming can just like kill anyone so quickly with this Blink Centaur. No one can really poke their nose up top. to go for creeps because a potential blink hoof stomp into a Mystic Flare is just instant death unless Shadow Demon. And even he could get off a defensive disruption, but even then,
they're still going to go on Rabbit. He gets disrupted, but that will set up the Mystic Flare of FY, or maybe not. They see the rotation coming in. Now the Mystic Flare's Rabbit time walks in. FY didn't want him to be able to juke out of that, so he waits for the jump, then gets the kill. It's a void for a Skywrath, and it forces out a puck rotation. That was just such a solid play by FY. Like, you could just Mystic Flare right as the disruption ends, but he knew the time walk could come, and so he waits until it's been used to go in. Very heads up play. Now a Blink from the high ground to the low ground. Black comes in, he combines with Fenrir. Another kill. This Blink Centaur off to the races. 3-0 and 3. Your Sand King's gonna pick one up now too, and well, they're just gonna keep on pushing this, GoDz.
When you like see the gank coming and you try to like use it as bait and it still backfires, that's when you know things are not going well. Because they knew the Centaur was going to go in like that. That was the plan. Like, okay, he blinks in, we disrupt, save the Void, and Puck TP's in for the counter kills, but Void dies anyways. That's really disastrous for Newbee, because that was like a very well-calculated move.
Oh, they had a Chronosphere mid. Rabbit was smoked. Didn't get revealed, but Super just got nervous and backed off, and meanwhile they're going on to Hal's Midas Razor. This is the one here they haven't shut down, but they're very close to doing it. Stampede is not available, so they'll really have to hit this Hoof Stomp without the extra move speed. Moose here, though. He'll reveal the gank, and then Black blinks the wrong direction. Concussive Shot's down, still following this up. Mystic Flare, bringing him low. Double Edge secures the kill. FY just does it by himself. Who needs Black in this case? Now the Chronosphere holding to in position. Hal stealing a ton of damage during the... Well, actually not that much. It's only level 1 static link. As much as he could, but not enough, as the Black Hole ends up catching not the 2 on the north, but 2 more on the south. It's 4 caught in the hole of Ice Ice Ice, and he knocks them all down. It's an ultra kill again, and it's a team wipe again. Vici Gaming out of control. Completely out of control.
He was just sitting in that Chronosphere, and he had a full 3 or 4 seconds just to plan that Black Hole. I'm surprised Newbee just hung around when they could see Enigma, wasn't going to die in the Chronosphere, had Black Hole, and it was just a full 4-man Black Hole. They could have at least prevented like 2 of those heroes being Black Hole, but they got really cocky going for kills, and I mean, good play by Ice Ice Ice, but Newbee just... I think they're feeling a bit desperate, like they just had to get the kills and then just hope for the best that they could get out. Like, with a bad start like this, sometimes you just try and really push the limit to find whatever kills you can get, and they got punished extremely badly there.
By the way, they're gonna jump on bottom, but, well, let's see if this kill happens first. Burrow strikes in on Moo, and FY's like, sorry, buddy. There's no... well, actually, there is a coil. I guess he just missed it.
Yeah.
Fenrir will retreat now. Yeah, so he'll end up going out, but I do want to point out, it's an interesting build from Ice 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 GoDz. He's gone for Max Midnight Pulse over Malefice, and he's only now skilling up the Malefice. Don't really see this.
Some Enigmas go like a mix, like 2-4-2, or like kind of like a more balanced one. But normally you do end up maxing Malefice before Midnight Pulse. But Midnight Pulse is just... He's
just so confident in hitting the Black Hole, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only... Because, I mean, Midnight Pulse is a really good ability, but level 1 of it is still pretty strong.
Yeah, and it's pretty mana efficient as well with just the low 95 mana cost. But yeah, it's probably your best source of damage here. Super top rune will get caught out by... Looked like an arrow there. And
yeah, disruption into arrow. That Queen of Pain does have an animation for her wind-up, and they will have Chronosphere soon, but Vici Gaming are already jumping in. They silence Rabbit again. We've really yet to see him ever get the jump on Newbee. It's always been... Or on Vici, it's always been going the other direction. And he dies again.
He's not having a very good game.
It's 0-6 on the offlane Void.
Yeah. And it's not even like... I mean, he had a kind of tough lane, but like his first death was a solo kill. His second one was just the 2 heroes, so...
They're trying to scare off Ice Ice Ice, but he is mech. He's just baiting while his team wraps around. Concussive shot at the ready. Moo will eat his way into the trees, and they jump in. They'll go in on Bananas Mirana. While to the south side, FY just struts through. He's thinking about a solo kill here on the Shadow Demon. With the silence coming out, the follow-up from the Ord, now Rabbit leaping forward. Chronosphere is ready, but they don't want to blow it just for FY. So the Mystic Flare has dropped a Rabbit. He ends up getting a 2-hero Chrono, though. Patiently tanks through that Ice Ice Ice. No BKB, or sorry, no Black Hole, but he does have the mechanism which he used in that fight. Now Hal trying to retreat out, Stampede forward. They'll look to finish off Hal. It's a blink hit from Super. They brought down 3, only lost 1. Black looking for more. Has the Blink Dagger ready. Is he going to go in for a Hoof Stomp, or is he just going to try to double edge? Neither. He'll let Super get the kill. The Iron Charge of Fenrir thrown out at the final hour, and they're just getting wiped all over the place.
Yeah. Razor, I guess that's one of those cases where the Max Midnight Pulse really worked out, because it was just sitting on top of the Razor there, and makes him look a whole lot squishier with the percent-based damage. And Vici Gaming, not really. I mean, they're getting the tier 1 towers here. It's going to be probably another push or so before they can get the tier 2s, although they are sitting around looking for the next Eidolons to come out to maybe get this tier 2 mid, knowing no Chronosphere's up, knowing there's also no Dream Core for about 25 seconds, but they're so far, they can just kind of out-farm their opponents. They have control over the enemy jungle. There's nowhere really for Newbee to farm, and they can't split up, because Rabbit, I mean, whoever goes alone to farm gets solo killed so easily by Sand King ulti, Centaur Blink initiation, Skywrath with the Mystic Flare.
Oh, they see him. Both teams see each other. Blink Stomp from Black, not going to be there. The silence was used while he's disrupted, so Black will come right out of this. He stomps anyway. I don't think it even hit Moo, but the double edge, probably still enough if he can get that off. Stampede still available. How? Trying to turn this one, though. Black almost breaking the Dream Coil. He'll just wait for it, but it's too late. He ends up falling. Where's that black hole? There's no mana on Ice Ice Ice, but he does have a Soul Rain if need be. As Hal continues to duke it out, Rabbit leaping forward, no Chronosphere. Ice 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 looking for the multiple hero black hole. Is he gonna find it? He's fishing for it. He's sure trying. He'll break the trees. He gets arrowed. Soul Rain already been used. Now he doesn't have mana because he broke the trees, so he's just gonna have to run while Super looks to do the damage as Rabbit leaps forward. Then he finds his HP pulls a bit lacky. There's a buyback for the Centaur. A solo hero hole. Black jams it in again with the double edge, and the lone survivor is 100 HP Mirana. And that was with a one hero black hole. That's without an epicenter, which I don't think we've actually seen an epi this game. Like, Vici Gaming aren't even having to use their full combo, and they're still getting 4 or 5 kills every team fight.
They've got such a big item advantage and so much killing power without their ultimates. It's scary. Just Burrow Strikes, Queen of Pain nukes, Skywrath Mage. Centaur's really been the big one. 11, 1, and 7 on Black, involved in 18 of these kills. His Blink Dagger timing and just how much he dominated top lane has really been kind of the key factor for Vici Gaming this game in a lot of ways. And I don't know what the comeback is for Newbee. They've got to stay grouped as 5. Like, that fight started off well for them because they were just grouped as 5 and Vici Gaming got a bit aggressive, but the longer the fight goes, they've got no chance of winning it.
How do you feel about, like, the Shadow Demon pick this game? Because he's kind of fallen out of popularity. In general, we see he's like a niche pick, I would say, but most teams we'll just get Mirana and maybe like a Skywrath Mage or a Sand King, you know, someone who can offer them more killing power and teamfight potential. They're going to jump in on Moo right now, and they'll get a kill in the puck. It just feels like very passive for them.
Yeah, it's passive, but at the same time, it's also like you've got to find those early kills with the disrupt arrows, or the hero doesn't really do too much. Like, it's often picked as, it was picked traditionally as like counters to heroes like Life Stealer, where you can disrupt the whoever he's focusing, you can purge through the rage, or purge other carries through BKB, but the meta definitely does not revolve around these BKB carries where Demonic Purge is useful.
And there's a Centaur this game, so, I mean, there's still the Stampede even after you get purged.
So I don't think I think you're right, the Shadow Demon pick definitely doesn't really fit here very well. Like, it's easy to say, oh, you've got the Shadow Demon Mirana combo, but I think you can't just have a support duo that has to stick together. And you saw this game, Mirana was mostly throwing arrows at mid while Shadow Demon's trying to zone out the offlaner, which is like a kind of typical support setup. One's zoning out the offlaner, the other's either pulling or farming or ganking mid lane or pressuring somewhere else. So the Shadow Demon looks kind of useless in that context.
Well, suddenly it's GG. Newbee just give up. 26-13 the final score. It's only game 1. It is a best of 3. Vici Gaming, they're 1 win away from a trip to Kiev. Loser of this series is not eliminated. They will play Lie Gaming tomorrow for the final Chinese qualifier slot at the LAN finals of Starladder Season 10. With that said, guys, I'm LD. He's GoDz. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back for game number 2. Could be our last game of the day for Starladder China. You're watching Beyond the Summit. Stay tuned.